If you're gonna win in business, you gotta love people. If you don't love people, you will fail, and those of us that might have intersected your business will be glad when you fail. You ever gone to a restaurant where there are a bunch of jerks? I had a restaurant in our neighborhood. The service was bad and the people were grouchy, and when they closed, we all stood outside and clapped. No, we didn't, but in our minds, we did. You know what I'm talking? You ever had that happen? A business in your community that was really bad, and when they went out of business, you were not sad. You're like, that's been coming a long time. That's been, you know, this is what you have reaped what you have sown. So people are essential. You gotta love people. Customers are people. Don't treat them like units of revenue. Yes, we do accounting metrics. Yes, we measure sales. Yes, we understand what the customer value, lifetime value of a customer is in a given brand area or product line. We understand all that. We're not unsophisticated marketers, but we never treat people. Like I ran into a lady on the way from the airport in the lobby last night at the hotel, and she's like, hey, I gotta tell you my story. I know you hear this all the time. You know, people always do that disclaimer, right? I know you hear this all the time, but, well, honey, I hadn't heard your story all the time. What happened? And she proceeded to tell me how she and her husband are almost divorced and they got out of debt and saved their marriage and all this stuff. I'm like, that's cool, that's your story, that's awesome. That's a person. That's a person. And if I'm too busy for people, I'm too cool for people, God will just take this thing from me. I'm convinced of that. And it should be. People matter. And if you don't like people and you just want money, I hope you fail. And by the way, you probably will. You probably will. People matter. Customers are people. Every one of your customers have a story going on. They just got a phone call and they found out their mom's got cancer. They just walked in the door last night and their kid walked in and found out their kid is going to be valedictorian at the school. Their 13-year-old just accepted Christ. They just had the best year of their life in sales. They just sold a thing that was weighing them down and they got it out of their life. They just got some really bad news and found out that their spouse was cheating on them. All of us got stuff going on in our lives, don't we? Good things and bad things. Every one of you got a story. And if you don't remember that those are people with a story when you're dealing with them and when you're designing the marketing to reach them and you're deciding a product line on how to best serve them, if you forget that those are people and those people have a story, you are more likely to fail and none of us will be sad.